All right, hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to open up, give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, peace and infinite salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Abal Gabar from the Camp Company of Prophets here in Tampa, Florida. Coming at you with a lesson, Lord willing, edifying, uplifting to the hopeful elect. Going into the spiritual power, because Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, all right, his true name is Yahweh Shai, and the Father's true name is Yahweh, okay? That's ancient Hebrew for the name of God, Yahweh, and the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. The Lord promised spiritual power, okay? And the Lord is going to reveal that power through certain men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on this side, man. All right, we're talking about the omnipotent power, man. All right, the omnipotent, everlasting God, the God that created the ends of the earth. Okay, and actually, we're gonna go there first in Isaiah 40. All right, but this spiritual power is gonna be coming to certain men for protection and to help lead the rest of the believers in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, when all hell breaks loose. And that's why brothers got to just have faith, just believe, man. If you're doing the right thing, if you are living a life of repentance, coming back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in truth and in sincerity, the Lord is going to deliver his elect, man. All right. And certain brothers are going to get that power on this side. We believe that 144%. We believe certain men are going to break out with that power, man. And it's all throughout the scriptures. All right. That power, King David had power, leaping over walls, man. Slaying a lion, Samson, Elijah, Moses, and the greatest man to ever walk this planet Earth, Yahweh Shai himself. All right. And certain brothers are going to get a portion of that power on this side. All right. But let's go here real quick. This is Isaiah 40 and 28. It says, hast thou not known, hast thou not heard that the everlasting God, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. Yeah, so you cannot put the Most High in a box, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai cannot be put in a box. And it said what? The creator of the ends of the earth, man. Everything you see was created by those names, okay? The powers behind those names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, okay? And also going back to the elect, the 144,000 that were with Yahweh Shai in the beginning, creating what we see today, okay? It says, the ends of the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. So the Lord don't get tired, all right? Men get tired, regardless of how athletic you are. If you play a sport, if you run track, you're going to end up getting tired at one point. The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, don't ever get tired, man. Unlimited energy, man. Unlimited power. We talking about unlimited power, man. The power of a God. All right. And if we be those men, all right, we definitely going to get that power. All right. Certain brothers are going to get that power on this side. But hey, Israelites, it's going to be a nation of kings and priests. Hey, Yahweh Shai said, I have said ye are gods. All right. Is it not written in your law? I have said ye are gods. All right. When that word God goes back to the Hebrew Allah, which goes into power. All right. Which we had that power going back to the garden, man. Okay. Before the fall of Adam. All right. We had that power, man. We was gods and we fell. All right. Ye are gods, but you shall what? You shall die like men. Why? Because sin entered into the world, man. But when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's gonna give us those new bodies, man. That's part of the promise. The Lord is gonna give us new bodies that are gonna be 100% in line with the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which leads to immortality, because the scriptures say the wages of sin is death. The reason that we die is because of sins. But with this new body that the Lord is coming back with, these new bodies are going to be programmed, to keep the laws 100% perfectly, man. And that's what we're waiting for. But even certain brothers on this side, man, that have that extreme faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are going to get a portion of that power on this side. All right. To lead. All right. To protect. To guide. All right. And we're going to get into it. But Isaiah 40:29, and Shalom, brother 𝐞𝐭, right? Yeah, his power has no ending or no beginning. Hey, you can't, bro. You cannot put the Lord in a box, man. We're talking about a power that has no beginning or ending. That's why his name is Yahweh. He exists. He to be. You can't put that power into a box. There's nothing impossible with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And we saw that throughout the scriptures with the prophets, all the way up to Yahweh Shai himself. Changing water to wine, walking on water, teleportation. There was accounts where Yahweh Shai turned invisible, man. All right? There's accounts where Yahweh Shai turned invisible. There's accounts where he teleported. This is all throughout the scriptures, man. All right? There's accounts where he walked on water, where he raised the dead. This is the power we serve, man. And the Lord said that, hey, his men are going to be joint heirs. We're going to get that same power. All right? Let me not get too ahead of myself. Isaiah 40:29. It says, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. All right? So even the feeble among the house of David, even brothers that might look like they, 120 pounds, the Lord is going to raise men up like that with power that cannot be fathomed, power that cannot be explained. Okay? Could you imagine an Israelite man, a so-called Negro or a Latino or a Native American, 120 pounds lifting up a fucking car, man? You can't explain that type of power. And that's the type of power that's coming. Be able to, stop bullets. All right? Like Neo. All right? We ain't gonna be dodging bullets and shit. No, the Lord gonna give us the power to just stop bullets. That's the type of power that's coming to the men of the Lord. The reward for being diligent, man. The reward for being obedient. The reward for conducting yourself in a righteous manner, bro, is immortality and power. Which we're not, hey, man, we just want to please the Lord. It's not like we seeking after the power, but that's what comes with serving the Lord, man. And that is something to look forward to, man, at the end of the day. Just keeping it real. But we really, deep down, man, what really matters is just pleasing the Heavenly Father, serving him. And serving him is going to lead to brothers breaking out with that power, man. All right? Isaiah 40:29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. It ain't nothing for the Lord to increase your strength, man. You might be running in Jacob's trouble, right? And you done ran a mile and you already beat, you huffing and puffing. Hey, the Lord can literally just snap his fingers, bro, and have it to where you turn to like the Flash, or you just immediately get all your strength back, your stamina. Okay? To where you can run 10, 20, 30, 40 miles and nothing happens. All right? You just out there. Okay? That's the type of power that's coming, man. And it's all going to be, to this world is going to be unexplainable, but to us, we're going to know. We're going to give praise to the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And you're going to know, man. All right? The Lord is just going to, he going to give men power when they need it, man. All right? I believe that wholeheartedly on this side, man. I believe wholeheartedly certain brothers are going to get that power, but it's going to be when you need it, you know? You might be down to your breaking point. You might be facing death, and the Lord just, hey, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Verse 30, even the youth shall faint and be weary. These young men, athletes, they gonna run, they gonna get tired, man. And the young men shall utterly fall, but they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength, man. And when you think about the word renew, like if you got Netflix or you got to renew your subscription, right? Which means at one time you had it. I had Netflix, I got to renew my payment. Well, the Lord is going to renew his men to that same power that we once had in the beginning, all right? Going back to the time of Adam. But they that wait on Yahweh shall renew their strength. We're going to get that God status back. And a portion of that God status is coming on this side, man. Certain brothers are going to get that power, man. I believe that, man. Starting with the elder apostles, elder bishops, elder brothers, priests. Okay? It's nothing for the Lord to raise a man up quick. All right? Verse 31, it says, but they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. What does that mean? Certain brothers are going to be able to fly. You're going to be able to take flight off of the power of the Lord, man. And that's what why you think they get all these superhero movies from, man? They get it from the scriptures. Superman, Magneto, the X-Men, and like the elder apostle Tahar says, man, we're going to be, how certain X-Men, they got, certain guys got this power and that power. No, we're going to have all the power of all the X-Men in one in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. And a portion of that power is going to be on this side, man. Okay. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. I mean, you're going to run. You ain't going to get tired. And you're just going to know. You might be running, for 3 hours. And you just know, like, yo, I know it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. That's keeping me. My stamina just like, I ain't even done nothing. I know it's the Lord. Just going to be praising Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Or the troops come, FEMA, which we see all these false flag attacks happening. All right. They getting ready to persecute the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You brothers and sisters of the faith, persecution is coming. And that's why the Lord is going to raise his men up. Okay. To be delivered from this persecution, for protection, to guide the rest of the 1/3. All right. It says they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So that's the power that we serve. Yeah. Hey, Hancock. Yeah. Or the movie Brightburn. Yeah, man. Hey, the Lord gonna turn his men into some righteous demons, man. Real talk. When you go into that word demon, it just means intelligence, man. We're gonna be righteous, And the Lord gonna turn his men into weapons of war, as the scriptures say. All right? Let's go to John, all right, chapter 14 and verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. Okay? Some of the works that Yahweh Shai was doing was what? Changing water to wine. Changing water to wine, what is that? On a quote unquote scientific level is what? It's manipulation of the elements, being able to turn water into wine, you know, to touch something and it turns into a different element on the periodic table. That is the power that Yahweh Shai had, which it all stems from wisdom, okay? The wisdom, okay? But it says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, you believe on the Lord, right? The works that I do, shall he do also. It says, and greater works than these shall he do, which there's so much miracles that Yahweh Shai did, you couldn't even contain all the miracles in a book. That's how much miracles and great things the Lord was doing when he was on the earth. And the Lord said, this is prophecy going to take place. He said, what, if you believe on me, the same things I do, you're going to do also. That's out of Yahweh Shai's mouth himself. Do you believe though? Right? Like the elder bro, Ash here in Tampa, Great Millstone, Tampa. If you don't believe, you will not receive, man. And that's 100% facts. If you don't believe, you're not going to receive anyways. Don't be looking for no spiritual power if you don't believe. The Lord ain't going to give spiritual power to just some nigga, man, selling drugs, because he going to use the power for wickedness. The Lord is going to give that power to men that are seasoned, men that have faith, men that believe, men that want to be righteous. Okay? That power ain't coming to just some nigga on the block, man. The power is going to come to the righteous men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the ones that believe. Okay? It said, in greater works than these shall he do. So it ain't nothing for the Lord to give a brother wings like eagles. Not literally just being able to have the power to fly like an eagle, man. Okay? To just take flight, man. And see, this is what the devil is scared of, man. This is what Esau is scared of. And this is our heritage, man. And Esau, the devil, knows this. This devil knows the power that we serve is unstoppable, man. But see, Esau has that pride, man, where he thinks he can one up. You know, he thinks he can make himself a god with all this artificial intelligence and shit. Nah, that's not how it's gonna work. And that's another reason why Esau is making these super soldiers, man, and these robots to come for the men of the Lord, man. But see, Yahweh Shem Yahushai got, endless tricks up his sleeve, And we look, man, we waiting on you, devil. Make your fucking move, man. Cause Esau, you think you gonna roll on just some you think you rolling on niggas and spicks, and you gonna meet a god, all right? And that's why Esau, he knows. Esau knows he got to move different when it comes to the men of the Lord, the men on them corners, man, teaching the truth. He can't just come and get us. He knows he got to come strategically. And really, Esau's scared, bro. All right? But the Lord is going to make him make that move. And when Esau makes his move, that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to make his move. And some of that power that stems, bro, that power that stems from the creator of the universe, the Lord is going to distribute that power to certain men that are on this earth that believe on him. All right? This is the reality, bro. This is our heritage. If you don't believe it, get off the live, man. This live ain't for you. Better yet, why don't you read your Bible? Because it's all throughout the scriptures. That power is all throughout the scriptures. All right? John 14:13, it says, and whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. So all of this that I'm speaking about is really going to be to magnify the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that the Father may be glorified in the Son, because when brothers get that power and people see it, first of all, the prophecy is going to come to pass. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, right? That's going to happen. People are going to be just ready to serve. When they see that, bro, when these people see that power, man, like brothers, man, you got certain family members and old friends that they don't say shit, but they watching. All right, they watching. Every now and then they might see you, on YouTube, and they watch, right? But they're not saying nothing. But when they see that power, they're gonna be ready to serve Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. All right. But it's all what when the men get that power, what are they gonna do? What are we gonna do if we get that power? We're gonna praise the name of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, which is gonna lead to others praising the name of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, man. And that's what it all comes back to. To worship the Father in spirit and in truth. That's what it all comes back to. The Lord ain't just gonna give men power to just, you go rob a bank or some stupid shit, right? No, bro, the Lord's gonna give his men power so his name can be magnified on this earth. And so the elect can be protected from the evils that are coming. You gotta be spiritual. You gotta see this thing spiritually, man. The Lord ain't just gonna give you power so you can go, run up a bag real quick, man. Turn invisible and go into a bank, and you in the bank, putting all this money in it, come on, bro. The Lord is going to give his men power to protect the believers, to deliver his elect. So his name, most importantly, so his name can be magnified and the remnant can come into the fold, man. That's what it all comes down to. We got to be more spiritual. All right? Which, hey, come on now. When brothers get that power, brothers is going to flex. That's a given. Come on, Jake is the salt of the earth, bro. All right? Jake is the salt of the earth. Jake don't like to do shit normal, bro. All right? You throw in football, you throw Jake a 90-yard or 80-yard fucking ball, and he catching it with one arm, Jake don't want to just dunk the ball in basketball. Jake want to do a 360 and put it through his legs, and that's the type of shit Jake like to do. So how much more when Jake get that power, bro? Be realistic. Jake is gonna flex. All right? Jake is gonna flex, bro. When that power comes, Jake is gonna flex beyond belief. And you're gonna have the believers that are gonna come in. Why? Because they're gonna see that power, they're gonna believe on that power, and they're gonna hear those names. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And they're gonna, hey, that's how the elect is gonna come in a great number. All right? Hey, this is Acts 2.0, man. Y'all better wake up. And I know brothers on the live, y'all already woke. I'm talking to the people that's new, that's, might just be scrolling on YouTube. Hey, y'all better wake up to this power that's coming, man. Shit. Y'all better realize, y'all better recognize that there's men on this earth that are not ordinary mortals, man. We not from this earth, man. We from the heavens. Lord willing, we be those men. We not from this earth, bro. You not from this earth. You from the heavens, man. That's why you don't fit into this world. This world is not for you. The world to come is for you. And on the way to the world to come, the Lord gonna turn his men up, bro. I was thinking about it yesterday, bro. Like, bro, just going into Exodus, man. Like, when we left Egypt, bro, we had substance, man. We had a lot. We had abundance, bro. We had gold, we had cattle, bro, and this is spiritual Egypt all over again. So you better believe when we leave this Egypt, we're going to have abundance, as the scriptures say. Well, there's nothing new under the sun, bro. In ancient Egypt, when we got delivered from Egypt, the Israelites left with mad substance. There's nothing new under the sun, bro. And this time, bro, the Lord is going to make a way for his man, bro. The scriptures say we're going to have abundance. Some of that abundance might come through spiritual power. Like Yahweh Shai. He multiplied the bread and the fish. which is what? Manipulation of the elements. Certain brothers gonna have that, man. You might have 300, 400 people following you in the time of Jacob's trouble. And you might, come across a loaf of bread and the Lord just give you the power to multiply it. And everybody eating. Manifest food, manifest manna from heaven. This is the type of power we serve. But it all comes down to, do you believe? Do you believe? All right, it's written. The things written aforetime were written for what? For our learning, man. Come on, man. All right. Let's grab this real quick. Psalms 110:3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. So Jake is going to be willing to serve in that day. When Jake get that power, like I said, you brothers that's doing these lessons in lives, you got family members and you got old friends that every now and then they tap into the video and they say, let me see what he's talking about. And they might be like, man, this nigga crazy. This guy, But I mean, he kind of got a point. But when that power come, you gonna start getting them phone calls, man. Hey, bro, hey, bro, hey, bro. What do I gotta do? Hey, bro, hey, brother, you gotta, call on them names, man. 𝐎𝐽𝐴 Man, how you did that? I just saw you like levitating over there, bro. What's that all about, bro? Hey, bro, hey, it's all from up top. 𝐎𝐽𝐴, bro. You gotta serve the Lord. That's the only way you're gonna be able to explain it. You give a nigga that power, he gonna try to give you some scientific equation on how well, brother, you gotta, A squared, B squared, and then you gotta hit a lick and you gotta, no, come on, bro. Come on, man. Psalms 110:3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Yeah, we going back to that youthful estate, man. Real talk. Real MF talk. All right. This is Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. The Most High gonna turn his men into weapons of war, man. He did it in times past. All right. Real warriors, man, which you average people don't realize. You walking around warriors, man. The priest Quam here in Tampa, he says it from time and time again, how, look, man, if you knew how much bodies certain brothers had in their past lives, like you out there at camp, you don't know who you standing next to and how much bodies this brother done slayed in the name of the Lord, man. real shit. All right. Warriors, man. The house of David is men of war, man. Better recognize. All right. Isaiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and women. So you women ain't safe either. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. Whether you old and young, you ain't safe if you not one of the elect. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. And notice how it keeps saying with thee, with you. I'm gonna break man and woman down with you. I'm gonna break horse and his rider with you. I'm gonna break old and young. How you gonna do that? With power. All right. So we coming to that time, man. So let me grab this, get ready to close it. All right. Man, that power is coming, brothers. All right. That power is coming. And we got an inkling of that power now with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Okay. We got a portion of that power right now, man. Spiritual power. Why? Because the truth is spiritual and there's power within the scriptures, man. And we understand the future. We understand the prophecies. We got a portion of that power right now, man. It's only a matter of time for the Lord, flick that switch. You know, Jake like in the hood, them YNs. I got that switch, nigga. Shit, the Lord about to show you a real switch. All right? When he turn his men up, when he flick the switch, he gonna press the button like these YNs. I got a button on my stick. Hey, the Lord gonna press a button and you're gonna see a God on your block. All right? Real shit, man. All right, let me go here. All right, you got to have fun with this thing, man. So Isaiah 59:19, it says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. And when you go into that word standard, it means to disappear, to take flight. That's that spiritual power. When the enemy comes in like a flood, when you think about a flood is overwhelming, okay? A flood catches people off guard. That's how Esau is going to come for the men of the Lord. But that's when the Lord is going to raise that standard up to take flight, to disappear, to fuck shit up, all right? And that power is going to be seen, man, all right? Then shall it be known who are my chosen. That power is coming, brothers. Remember that. Keep the faith. And just tying it back to the beginning of the lesson, it's not like that's all we here for is just to get the power. No, we here to please the Lord at the end of the day. But with pleasing the Lord, with obedience, with serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, comes power. Remember that. Remember the reward. Fight for your reward. Let no man take your crown. Power is coming, brothers. Remember that. So, hey, with that, call hello Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Lord willing, edifying to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akim. Okay, was 𝐎𝐲𝐥𝐲𝐓𝐡𝐞𝐄, all right? And